his 5th carry, stopped by Marcus Patton.
Yeah, one thing about Ray Rhodes, when we talked to him yesterday, a couple of things about him is, one, Ricky Waters pouting isn't going to influence him. The other thing is he has these superstitions. Now, you look at this. He has 2 pennies in each shoe. 1 penny is a head and 1 penny is a tail, a head and a tail in both shoes. And he wears those right now in the game. But he says that's one of the things that brings him good luck. And as a coach, you never know how or why you win. And it may be those pennies.
To heck with comfort.
He's not worried about it. And he has the equipment guy tape them in there.
They
and he makes sure that they did. Yeah, they have to. He has to tape them in there, and they have to be in there when he comes to put those shoes on.
They look more like quarters than they did pennies.
Yeah.
Of course, they're taped up.
Yeah, but then he has other things. I mean, he has a prayer in one pocket. He has this little crystal ball thing that he carries in one pocket. He has all kinds of stuff on his person.
3 wide receivers. Mark Boutte jumped a little too quickly.
Remember last week we had 2 abated. We had 2 guys where they went in the neutral zone and went unabated.
Unabated, yeah.
Wonder if that's an unabated.
Encroachment. Defense number 93.
It's an encroachment.
5-yard penalty.
You have to be baited to encroach.
Here's Butte here now. Now he encroaches because encroachment is just going into the neutral zone, which is the length of the football. But I think that's unabated. Once you get beyond the line and you go towards the quarterback, I think that's encroachment and unabated to the quarterback if they didn't call it.
They're 2 words I would have never used if I hadn't been involved in football. Ricky Waters picking his way, gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Rich Owens in the face-off with Waters.
You know, one thing that the Eagles want to do is they want balance, and you know, they don't want to run the ball all the time, and they don't want to pass it all the time. And I think that's the thing that Ty Detmer has brought to this team is they're not just one-dimensional. That if you want to gang up on the run against Ricky Waters, he can cut you up with a passing game.
Denver back to throw it. As they got a man wide open, just overthrew Jason Dunn. Jason Dunn was 10 steps behind everybody.
Yeah, the funny thing about that, there were 4 Redskins back there, and they just dropped the coverage. Kevin Turner was back there. Here's Jason Dunn. Here's the tight end. Here's Kevin Turner. He's going to be out there too. Jason Dunn is going to be out there. There's going to be 4 Redskin defenders down there. You see, watch Kevin Turner, 34. He's going to be going up. They kind of all go out there with him. They all look at him, and Jason Dunn just runs right by the whole bunch of them.
3rd and 11. Denver back to throw again. Incomplete. Too far away for field goal attempt, so the Eagles will have to punt again.
And Ty Detmer has to be kicking himself on that one, because you don't get in the National Football League, you don't get a lot of free shots like that. You don't get it in any football league where you get a guy wide open, and that's the only thing you can do. The only thing you can do after you get a guy wide open and miss him is just hit yourself in the head. Just go boom, boom. Quarterbacks will always do that. They do something wrong, they always hit themselves in the head.
It didn't even have to be that good a pass. Mitchell was the deep back, and the ball from Hutton, the punt from Hutton sails into the end zone. They'll bring it back to the 20. No penalty this time.
And the Eagle fans are booing, though.
Yep.
They know their kicking game here.
0-0. We're back at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. 0-0 score. Redskins have the ball at their own 20. The Eagles had it pop. They really had a good chance. Detmer missed.
Yeah, we talk about matchups. Bobby Taylor is going to be on Michael Westbrook all day. Troy Vincent is going to be on Henry Ellard all day.
Gives to Terry Allen, who slipped in the backfield and never quite made it back to the line of scrimmage.
They brought out, that was really an 8-man front. That time they brought up Brian Dawkins, and he came right up on the line of scrimmage. Look at this. Here's their free safety, Brian Dawkins. So they have 8 men up here. Now, anytime you have 8 men up there, you're always going to have a free guy. And the free guy is going to be Dawkins, and he caused that cutback.
2nd and 11. Farad. Pass is caught by Westbrook. Westbrook, who's a big target, covered by Troy Vincent.
You talk about Westbrook being a big target. I mean, here's a guy who weighs 220 pounds. And, you know, you can run a slant with a guy like that because all he has to do is get right in there. Once he gets inside now, then he just turns his body, and you got that big target in there. Those are the, you know, I think the receivers in this league are getting bigger and bigger because of that. The passes are getting shorter and shorter, and the biggest pass of the short ones is a slant.
And your cornerbacks better be bigger and bigger. That's Terry Allen, right side for about 5. Stopped by James Willis.
You know, Terry Allen was saying last night that he really didn't practice all week and thought that that would probably bother him if that had been earlier in the season. But the fact that, you know, we're in the 11th game of the season, he thought that missing a week of practice really isn't going to affect him in this game. Plus, it's a division game, and it's the second time they played against the Eagles.
The Eagles won the first time. The pass is caught by Jamie Asher, a diving reception. And they'll move the sticks again. Opening game of the season at RFK. The Eagles won 17-14.
And the Redskins are having good pass protection, and that's allowing their receivers to get downfield like that, like Asher is. But watch this protection here. You see that, you know, big, strong guys, they form a pocket so that Gus Frerotte can step up and throw the ball.
Terry Allen straight ahead, and he runs hard. You can see why respect is growing for him around the league.
Yeah, every place you go, you know, you talk about the good players and the, you know, some guys that, you know, they're kind of underrated and stuff. And everyone, whether they're playing against the Washington Redskins or not, everyone talks about Terry Allen. And Ray Rhodes was even talking about Terry Allen when he was with Minnesota. Ray Rhodes was at Green Bay, said Terry Allen was at Minnesota, and Terry Allen got hurt and didn't play against him once. He said he was the happiest guy in football that day.
2nd and 4. Allen deep. He gets the carry again. He'll have close to a first down yardage. And I think he does have it. Brett Hall made the stop.
The one thing that the Redskins have to be able to do, if Terry Allen runs, then the Eagles will go to that 8-man front. And we saw Brian Dawkins up there. They'll bring Michael Zordich up there, get the 8-man up there. Now, when they get the 8-man front, then Gus Frerotte is going to have to be able to throw the ball because they only got 3 other guys.
1st and 10 Redskins at the Eagle 41. Frerotte. Going deep for Westbrook. Westbrook almost came down with it. Bobby Taylor, good coverage, but it bounced off his hands, and Westbrook almost caught it.
Well, we talked about that matchup. It's going to be Bobby Taylor on Westbrook all day, and that's the game plan of the Washington Redskins is to run Terry Allen, to use some possession-type passing game, and also when you go for the big ones, they're going to go to Michael Westbrook.
You're talking about the wide receivers being bigger wide receivers, and of course to play against those bigger wide receivers, the cornerbacks get bigger.
And in Bobby Taylor and Michael Westbrook, you got 2 guys both 6'3".
Terry Allen, the ball carrier, got a couple of yards.
You know, that's one thing about Norv Turner, and Norv Turner is one of the head coaches in this league who calls his own plays and calls a very good game. But he'll never get in a rut. I mean, he's in a rut in November, as you can see here. And he's a rut against not being able to beat the Eagles. But he won't get in a rut in play calling. He's going to run the ball and run it, but then he'll go for a deep one, then he'll go for a play pass. He really has good mixture.
They need 7 yards. Farad gets it to Brooks. And Brooks is out of bounds at about the Eagle 21-yard line. First down, Redskins.
And with Leslie Shepard out, then Bill Brooks becomes the third wide receiver today when the Redskins put in 3 wide receivers. And then they activated Flipper Anderson. So if they need or use a 4th wide receiver, it's going to be the old Ram, Flipper Anderson.
There he is.
Those are 2 backups. Flipper Anderson is 9 years in the league. Bill Brooks, who just caught that ball, is an 11-year veteran.
1st and 10 at the 21. Allen. A yard. Stopped by Hollis Thomas.
You see big Trey Johnson pulling on that. And Terry Allen was telling us last night how it's really fun to run behind Trey Johnson because he said he's so big that even if he doesn't block a guy has to jump around him. He said he just blots out the thing. He said, I love to get in behind old Trey Johnson. Remember last year it used to say Trey, and he had this big thing up here on the E. That's called an agoo, accent agoo. Now it just says E Johnson on his jersey.
That's a large agoo. Allen makes the receptions, knocked out of bounds at about the 15 by Michael Zordich.
You know, when
Trey's one of those guys can't get the jersey all the way down in the back.
I know it. I know it. He either has too much back, too much shoulder, or too little jersey. But, you know, Norm Turner was telling us last night that Trey Johnson, since the season has started, has lost 25 pounds.
Where?
Look at that guy. Well, he lost it right in here, in this stuff, right up in here. He doesn't have as much stuff up in there as he used to have up in there.
3rd and 4.
Yep. That's the old left tackle started to pull on that before the ball was snapped. That was Joe Patton.
Joe Patton was unabated.
Yeah, he was going to his right as quickly as he could.
False start. Prior to the snap, number 67, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
I think it was number 68.
Yep.
Because here it is. He's right here. I think he's the guy that, although 67 did move too. 67 is Sharp Bordanish, and he's the starting right tackle starting today for Ed Simmons. Who's out with an injury.
A mass violation. Here's Perrott back to throw. Incomplete, intended for Brooks. And Blanton will come in to try a field goal. Good series by the Redskins.
And they had good mixture. You know, that was the thing that they do. They went for their deep one. They tried to get it to Michael Westbrook. They fed the ball to Terry Allen in a run. They hit their tight end, Jamie Asher. They put in a 3rd wide receiver, Bill Brooks, and hit him. So they had good mixture in run, pass, good mixture in formations. Just didn't convert that 3rd down play.
37-yard attempt by Blanton. Right down the center. And the Redskins start the scoring. They lead 3-0 over the Eagles with 4 seconds left in the 1st quarter. The Redskins 3, Philadelphia 0. The Redskins had scored every possession, every time they've had the ball in the so-called red zone, which is the 20 or inside. 28 times.
And they're the only team in the NFL that does that. And like I say, I think the amazing thing is that they scored every time. But more amazing is how many touchdowns they scored.
Witherspoon cut down at the 20 by James Jenkins.
Witherspoon didn't like that too much with him. He jumped up, went after him. He wanted some more action.
That's the end of the 1st quarter. Redskins 3-0 over the Eagles. Back at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia, the Redskins 3-0. The Eagles with the ball at their own 20. Ty Detmer is number 14. The Eagle quarterback. Back to throw it. Pass complete to Ricky Waters. Chased out of bounds.